What's happening, guys? Lachie here, and I'm here with my boy, my guy, Jackson. What's happening, bro? Thanks for joining.
No, thanks for having me, bro. Glad to be here.
Dude, just a casual chat about what it was like to work with me on the Scale Smart team. You mentioned at the start, because we were having a chat before this, it's been almost
Yeah.
2 years to date since I interviewed you. Is that right?
Yeah, we had the interview. I checked the text before, bro. It was like literally the 30th of January. So like in 2 weeks, bro. Literally 2 years from now. In this exact room, bro. I'm back visiting family at the moment. I don't usually live in NZ, but in this exact room, exact seat, bro. So it's a full circle moment.
A lot of memories, man. A lot of memories in that room. I still
Yeah.
remember we were doing training sessions and you had the laptop propped up on the cupboard with the textbooks.
Yeah, I had to because I didn't have like a laptop stand at the time. I had like five books and like I had like a it was like a stand up. It wasn't even a stand up desk. It was literally just like a closet. But yeah, trenches, bro. The fucking trenches.
That's really funny. A bit of context. Do you want to give people a bit of background? Like, what were you doing when you joined Scale Smart? Why did you join Scale Smart? Like, what was your journey within Scale Smart kind of like, just so people have context?
Yeah, 100%. So before joining Scale Smart, I had been running like a marketing agency for like 4 to 5 months. Didn't make much income. I made what like 6, 7,000 over a period, which is gave me the proof of concept. But I was still relatively new. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know what I needed to do. But I had some kind of insight. So I was just cold calling at the time. That was the only sales experience that I did have. I yeah, had no high ticket sales experience. I was kind of cold calling for myself, right? So lack of skill, lack of training, had never invested into a mentor. I got an opportunity for an interview with Lachie through like a mutual friend. We had the interview, and yeah, I pretty much had no sales experience. Kind of Lachie, kind of you took the bet on me, bro. In terms of like I've seen this like cold calling on YouTube, which you can literally check out. Like I have day one starting a business to like the cold calling I was doing. And then the sales side of things, but that's kind of like the context, and the precursor, and then got hired, and from there, man, things really blew up, and here we are.
Yeah, great rundown, dude. I remember watching the cold calling in the car video right before our interview, which was really badass. So you joined the team as an appointment setter. Do you remember how long you were appointment setting before you moved into closing?
Yeah,
6
so I
months,
was
maybe?
appointment setting. Yeah, so I was appointment setting from like the day I proper started the role was like kind of middle of March,
Yeah.
middle of Feb, sorry. And so I pretty much set full time from middle of March till December. I took a couple closing calls in and around November, but essentially I was an appointment setter for I'd say 9 months to give you a solid
Yeah.
number.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you moved into closing for us, and then you've moved on to another offer.
Yep.
Throughout your career, just so that people can understand how much of a gangster you are, what's been your best month in commissions?
Yeah, so best month was 62K Australian in a single month, which is the first 30 days of kind of joining and pivoting into this new company.
That's fucking
So,
crazy, bro. That's huge.
oh
Sixty-two
man,
thousand dollars in 1 month, man. That's a lot of people's yearly income, bro.
yeah, no, it was absolutely crazy, man. I remember every single day I was like, nah, this isn't real. The days went on and stacked up, and I'm like, geez, man, like yeah, it's obviously life changing, and I'm super grateful and lucky to have the skill set, bro. That's the obviously the thing that got me there. But yeah, it's mad, mad.
Talking about, and what was the cash collected on 62,000?
Yeah, so the it was 345,000 USD in a single month or in a single 30-day period.
Yeah.
So I have it literally have it all. I have a video literally kind of documented on my YouTube as well, but it's 345K USD.
What's the YouTube link for anyone who actually I can probably just put it up on the screen. Just make
Yeah,
sure you send it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's something like it's like the pursuit of locking in, something like that.
Okay. So I'll make
Yeah,
sure the
yeah,
link
yeah,
shows up on the screen if anyone wants to go watch it and like and
yeah.
subscribe. So doing 345,000 USD cash collected in a month. A lot of people watching this are offer owners, and they
Mhm.
would love to have someone like you work for their business and generate that kind of money from them. Um, what's some? What do you think? What have you learned from me about
Mhm.
what an offer needs to be for you to be willing to put in that kind of work? So I can clarify the question. Like a lot of offer owners, they're just not good enough, or you wouldn't want to work for them. Like you kind of, there's heaps of shit offers out there. Like, What would
For
an
sure.
offer or an offer owner look like to be someone you would want to go and do and produce that result for?
Yeah, no, very good question. I'd to give an insight over like kind of the 2 year kind of journey that I had. Like just for people who obviously don't know, like when I kind of came to it was at a time where I was like, there was the most battles I had were kind of like internally, like within like myself, what I wanted to do. So I think coming to you straight away, like on the interview, like you already gave me kind of like that advice, and the biggest thing was like the leadership straight away.
Mm.
So I kind of came on, I was lost in direction in terms of like what I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't know what, right? So you gave me a lot of clarity around that. And it was just leadership all around, bro. So the reason, and like I was doing, like we kind of like you establish the culture, you establish like this is what you want. Why do you want it? Cool. Well, this is just the perfect path to reverse engineer that. You gave me the clarity is the biggest thing. It's typical of us, young hustlers to like not know what we want. We've seen some kind of video or we want something, whatever it is. You gave me the direction, bro, and just kind of like that. You're just like an older brother to me, bro, and still are, but especially over that 2 year period, man. So it gave me a lot of insight, not only into like the internal personal stuff, but like kind of the character, persona, and identity of who I need to become. And actually to do that. And that's always going to be, not the answer that people want to hear, but that's not going to be the offer itself. It's kind of like internally in the reflection. So there were so many things you got us to do, bro. Like why you want to do this, and ask why 5 more times after the surface level answer you give, bro. All of that stuff. Like I can kind of go, there's so many directions I can take that answer, bro. Is there more specific?
No,
Yeah,
you're
is there a
crushing it.
specific kind of needs? Yeah,
Yeah,
is there a
no, dude,
specific
you're crushing it.
you want me to expand on, bro? Because I can talk about so many different things, bro.
No, you're crushing
Um,
it, dude. What I'd love you to touch on is why do you think Scale Smart like was so successful? Because you came in. Do you remember who was closing when you came in? It would have been
it
Lauren Fons.
was Lauren Fonts, yeah,
So we would have
and a
been at
little bit of
around
Kieran,
about
Kieran as well, and Kieran
and
as well, yeah.
Kieran. So we would have been around about 250, 300 then, probably a month in revenue. And you were
Yes.
there all the way up until a million in a month. So why do you think Scale Smart was so successful?
A lot of reasons. The biggest thing I'd say for sure though is just like the team culture that we had, man.
Mm,
Like from day dot, it was just there straight off the bat. And like I was when I joined the company, I think it was Quinn and Fons that stuck with us throughout the entire period. And like we were everyone who jumped on from that point onwards, like they were just like on the whole time. But it was just the culture, bro. Like the competitiveness, like I would start working Saturdays, Quinn would start working Saturdays, and then we'd like it was just the competitiveness, bro. So it wasn't like no one forced us to, you didn't tell us to do the weekends, bro. We just did that because we wanted to fucking win and kind of beat each other. So it was just like the competitive nature, also the connection that we had as well, bro. Like
mm,
we had very consistent team meetings. The things that we would also do in the team meetings wasn't just like, oh, how did you go? Like, we'd catch up about life, bro. And like all of those boys, there's probably 15 of them, right? All of those boys, not only were like my teammates, were they in the company, but like they were my brothers
mm.
for life, and catch up very often. So that's just like an extensive part of the team culture. And even like you and I, like even though like you were like the manager, like it was like you were the manager, but you were just like the leader of like all of your like little bros on the team, bro. Fucking with a bunch of drive and just the swinging axe, bro, and he's just fucking that direction, and we'd just go fucking swinging in that way, man. So I'd say the team culture, amongst many other things, was sick. But it's like, even in regards to like the marketing, like that was always there. There was something for us to do. Like you always have your typical December, January kind of Christmas period
Mm,
times. There was always the consistency there. There was always clarity as well. Like it was very well communicated what was going on. Like what's being improved. You would be receptive to feedback too, bro. So it's like, you would be asking us questions on how you could
mm,
improve. Um,
sure.
as a manager, as a leader, in terms of the offer. Like the amount of times that we changed kind of like it wasn't the overall offer, but small things within like the VSL, the pitch, the ad, adding like FAQs in, like you would be very receptive to like us being on the front ends. Cool, what's the feedback they're getting from prospects?
Mm,
You would change that. It would just become even more lay down as we kind of like continued through. And like, that obviously led to the big $1 million month that we led into, bro. So which was a combination of just, yeah, like a sick business, a sick team. And like you ask any person in the team at that time, and like they would have said that was the most fun that they've had, which is what we were just talking about before, man. I'm like, fuck, I
mm.
miss like the OG days with all the boys really grinding. So for sure.
Yeah, no, you nailed that. I feel like when you watch the Last Dance documentary and it's like the Bulls, I can't remember, it was like the 96 to 98 team or something. Like that's what it felt like. I mean, we used to always reference that team as well on our team meetings, which was really fun.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, next question for you is you've personally gone on from Scale Smart to another offer and broke all the company PBs in the first 30 days, right? You've
Yeah. So
seen,
first 30 days,
yep.
I bet the company record, which was who Navid held originally, who was also, another member in the team.
Yeah.
So I bet his record, but he obviously like he came from Scale Smart as well, right? So I bet the previous employee's kind of record jumped.
Yes, and both of our
He's got the company,
employees.
he's got the company record right now, so I'm still going for him. But yeah, he did what was his he did over 500, he did half a mil USD coming from scale. So my goal is to now. So I broke the first 30 days, but he's still got the PB overall CC. So that's the next milestone.
That's really funny. The two Scale Smart guys battling against each other on a new offer.
Yep.
Obviously, a huge credit to you guys for putting in the work. It's not just like I gave you a fucking magic script. Like you guys
Mm.
busted your ass for a very long time. So I have to give you the flowers on that. But my question for you is, and it's happened on other offers as well. What do you think it is about the way that we sell at Scale Smart, or even the culture? Like, what do you think it is about what we built at Scale Smart that has allowed you and other reps to go on other offers and just annihilate every other team that you're on?
Yeah, I think each and every person, regardless of who they are, has this accessible to them. But we'd always talk about like the best leaders, and like this is like kind of like a chat that we had within the boys, because fuck we'd always talk about like, oh bro, like Lachie said this, like he's doing that, whatever. So we'd always kind of say, bro, that like the best leaders create, like everyone has this accessible to them, but like they create the dogs, bro. So like
Mm,
all of us, you kind of instilled that mindset of like just having that dog mentality. So that's putting in the hours, putting in this time and that side of things, bro. So I'd say that for sure was a huge aspect. Like you taught us the culture of working hard.
mm,
And that's why when I came onto this company, both myself and Navid, the offer owners are like, you guys completely realigned the expectations,
mm.
um like all of this stuff, right, so on and so on. And I think yeah, like Navid almost, yeah, like the previous record was like under 300, just to give you an insight, so he like blew it out of the park.
Yeah.
um so there's the work ethic side, like the dog mentality, whatever you want to frame it as, but then there's also like the tactical approach as well, like
Mm,
the depth into like everything in regards to the intro, discovery, the way we would first of all make the most progression is like it's between the number one constraint. So for me, when I started off, I
mm.
was this kind of shy. I didn't speak too loud because I didn't want my parents to hear the next door. But for me, the first thing I needed to work on was my tonality and conviction within myself. So
Mm.
after 7 to 9 months of getting fucking that smashed into me, core reviews, your ego gets obliterated. It's like all for the better, and then you come off the other side with those specific things. And then from there, rather than like an identity perspective, the number one constraint more so became kind of the tactical side of things. So it's like, cool, what questions are you asking? How are you asking them? Um, like the typical MOR kind of framework that we have, the moment of realization. There's like all of those things. So I'd say it's like the work ethic combined with like the specific sales psychology training, and combining those together, that just fucking, set me up on not only the first 30 days on that company, but now I know that I have full conviction into like whatever I want to do in the future. If it's
Mm,
anything, as long as I reverse engineer the goal, put in
mm,
the time, I can fucking attain that, bro. So it's just like yeah, infinitely, like it's not only like income but in that side of things, but the leadership skills that you gave me, bro, just made me an overall better person, helped me understand what I wanted, what I was doing.
mm.
But then yeah, this also gave me like the perfect lens and to do stuff, bro. And like through all of those things, it's like, then why wouldn't I go out there and absolutely, like put everything out on the line, bro? You just feel like since you put so much effort into us, bro, it's just like, why would we not reciprocate the same thing? And you just held us to the standard that you would hold yourself to. Well, not quite, but similar for sure.
Dude, you're crushing this. You can tell he's an amazing salesperson, guys. You can tell he's crushing it. Okay, speaking of sales, I'm going to get you to handle some objections for me because I'm too lazy to these days. Let's say there's an offer owner watching this, right?
Yep.
This is like the first time they've ever heard of me. They haven't spent 2 years with me like you have. and I'm telling them I can help them scale from 50K a month to 500,000 a month, and they're skeptical. Like, oh, I don't really know Lachie. I don't really know if this track record's legit or not. And like, what advice or what would you say to that person? And it doesn't have to be like a perfectly worded fucking objection thing. It's just straight in the chest. What would you say to that guy?
Yeah, yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, yeah, well, first of all, 50 to 500, like once you've been in the vehicle, I'm like, well, that's like, if you're running a coaching business, why aren't you at like at least 300, 400? I think if you reverse engineer the metrics, it's very easy to get there. But
Mm.
I think, yeah, man, like, everything that I'm saying is like from the heart. So I've been like, see if what I'm saying is true. Go to my YouTube channel, go through like, watch the first video of me talking. I literally, even as shit as it is, it took me like 100 attempts, and then go to 6 months, a year, 2 years, and just look at the difference in terms of my character and the lifestyle that I'd able to do. I'd say like that's it's pretty hard to get evidence beyond that. And it's like the reason why I'm doing personal branding is because that's my ultimate goal. So just from everything that I'm saying, go fucking check it out on YouTube. It's pretty hard to obviously fake that stuff if people are skeptical, man. But after doing that, man, I think yeah, it's like do you want to grow? Like consider the
Well,
things that you're
let
looking to
me
build
jump in
on.
there and challenge you on it. Let's say that they watch that and like, okay, great. Jack's went from cold calling to living in Dubai. How does that help me? How does that mean that Lockie can help my business?
You're right. Well, I'll just say that that should give you the fucking conviction that if I can go from that to there, right, then what is the difference from going to 50 upwards to
Mm,
three, half a mil, a million a month, right?
mm,
It's super doable. It's just all it is just fucking time, having the right guys there and a fucking plan, man.
mm,
Um, yeah, and like I said, it's changed my life. So there's really zero difference between a sales rep and an off owner, apart from just the plan and time, man. It's the exact same thing, just time and repetitions and having the right guys to help you do that.
Yeah, if anything, it should be easier for an operator because they've got way more control over the
Exactly.
variables in their business. But okay, let's say they
And
say,
is
all
there,
right, look, that's pretty dope. I agree with you, but I'm like, Lockie wants to charge me 50, 100K. That seems expensive, man. I'm worried about the money. Just seems expensive. What would you say to him then?
it seems expensive. Well, I mean, you're at 50K, and if you're coming into him to get help, you're obviously there for a reason, being at 50K, right? So it's just like again, like if that's expensive, right? Then like if you look at like where you want to be and where you are now, let's just say you're at 30, 50, 100, right? If you had the right tools to implement to be able to get there, you'd be there, my friend. So it's just like, actually consider it, question it, and if it makes sense, man, then it's obviously like, yeah, that's going to be the pathway to get you to 500. Has nothing to do with Lockie and his business, but it's like if you had the skills, if you knew what to do, man, you'd be at
Mm,
500. So reality doesn't care at the end of the day, is what I'd say to that.
Reality doesn't care. That's facts. Um, okay, what's one thing you learned from me over the past 2 years that's helped you get to 62K a month that perhaps is surprising or a bit unique? Obviously, there's like the work hard, get good at sales, that kind of shit. But what's one thing perhaps that is more abstract?
Mm. Yeah, it's a hard question. It depends what you would define as like abstract. In relation to what we have, would you agree that the kind of the training and the sales process that you had, would you consider that abstract?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so like again, like that was the two things that I gave as to like why I was able to do that was like the work ethic side, bro, like focusing on the sales side of things. Again, it's like the I'm going to say this is abstract, man, because so many people don't do this. I'd say it's clearly identifying your constraint, not just having a script there and fucking objection handle harder. It's like
Mm,
generally discovery-based calls. I don't
mm,
have any objections. You know, people at the end of the call, they either, since this is like such a laydown, it's like they either buy or they just either don't get approved for funding, they don't have the income. Like there's no one ever gives me like a whatever, right? And that's not due to um to like the objection handling, right? Because I don't handle objection because my discoveries are so good. I never even like really, even though I said I would, I'd never trained objections, even though I was on scale smart. I was just purely discovery based. So like that is very abstract because like everyone's doing the objection handling shit. People
No
think that
one's
they
gonna believe
think
you, man. Trust me. I've told people that I don't get objections as well. If you're telling people you did 350,000 USD cash collected and you don't get objections, they're not even gonna believe you, bro. Like, why?
yeah.
Why don't you get objections? Because that's fucking no. That's a really good answer. Most people definitely can't relate to that.
No, no way. Yeah, it's and we spent so like people do not understand, bro. Like if I shared my screen, I have fucking I have like files and files of like I probably have 200, 300 plus core reviews. I have all the team meetings. I have all of our one-on-ones, bro. I could probably fucking literally share my screen and fucking go find them, man. Like the
You're gonna have
level
to send
of
that to me,
depth.
by the way. I'm gonna need some of that.
Bro, I'm so like that's what I mean. Like everything that you tell me, I'd record it. I have like literally, I have it like on my desktop. I have all the sales meetings and all the setting reviews, closing reviews. I can literally pull them up, bro. Like I pull up a random video. I say this to all the boys all the time. I pull up a random video and it's just like a 2 hour session of you having the whiteboard out, fucking all of this shit, man. Like this is just an example. It's like we did so much time on the discovery, and then it's like
Mm,
people are like, oh, how do you know to answer this question? How do you already know like what the prospect thinks? It's like they say they talk for 30 seconds. I don't know exactly where to take this call. My biggest challenge now is it's just like fucking I just get bored, bro. I'm like,
yeah.
I already know how to run the next. Now it's just like I need to patiently waited their time. I need to do that 10 to 12 times a day. That's the hardest thing isn't anything else. Like that's the hardest thing. It's staying patient
Mm,
and not fucking force feeding the prospect and telling them things. It's like waiting for their brain to catch up to get
mm,
to the sale. Like the most challenging thing for me now. And that's just through all the work we did in discovery. So that's definitely like the most
mm,
abstract concept that
mm,
even all the people who are on the offer now, like they go through the similar framework as well. Like they're
mm.
asking questions, they want to go things down that route as well. But that's the biggest point of difference, bro, by far.
And what is it about the discovery? Because you said you don't get objections because of the discovery. What is it? Why? How did we do discoveries differently at Scale Smart that allows you to not get objections?
Um, I'd say the first one is like there's multiple things. I'd say listening, right? And the reason why you need to listen really well is because 90% of the time it's just like some surface level goal, right? But they're going to say multiple things, right? So let me give you an example. If someone gives you something around like he talks about like how tough a 9 to 5 is in terms of the time, right? All of this stuff. Like I hate grinding. But then he also says some financial stuff where it's tough to pay the bills right now. And you just take that and move on. But you find out at the end of the call, he's not even fucking working. So it's sure time's going to be an aspect, but since you didn't clarify on the main thing, which is what we call the number one hot button with our framework, right? It's like the number one hot button isn't time because he's not fucking working. He's got all the time in the world, but it's money, right? So
Yeah.
we'd identify that in the first 30 seconds, 2 minutes, and you'd go deeper on that. And then the rest of the call is around income. It's around like, the possibilities inside of like, is he able to get this role? Why not go to apply to those roles? Oh, I can't because of the job market. I'm in a remote area. Like the rabbit hole goes down, but it's like we'd identify a number one constraint through listening. And then it's like, sweet, we have this number one constraint. Since I've done a million trainings and a million core reviews on the fact of an unemployed person who's running out of money, with chunk down on finances, how long do you have? It's like those things that people don't want to think about. Then by the end of that, they're like, fuck, well, I need to fucking do something. And so not only do they realize it, but they also know that the person on the other end of the phone, they can't tell them that they need to think about it because they need to make a decision. Otherwise, they're going to be bankrupt or get XYZ consequence after that amount of time. So
Mm.
that's kind of like that's just like
Like
a
the
pretty
depth.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
demonstration of like but yeah, it's like listening, number one hot button, but that's kind of like the framework and how to describe that to someone who like didn't understand it.
Crushed it, bro. You nailed it. Last question for you. Any final advice? Someone's thinking about working with me. They're on the fence. They're not sure if they should do it or not. What would your advice be to them?
Yeah, I mean like it's just I don't know, it's just a no-brainer for me, man. Like you've obviously not only changed my life, but like we can all the other boys in the company and taken us to there. And you've done it within your own company, you did it within Veritas, right? And then you also did it within Scale Smart. It's just like an absolute no-brainer. So I'm gonna keep it PG, but I just say have to be very unwise to I know that if I ever started any company, even if it was outside of this, you're the first person I'm coming to, man. To be able to help with that. So I just, yeah, like make a very wise decision. Like go back, watch these calls. If you don't know what he does, like get more clarity on that because it's just a fucking no-brainer, man. And I'm excited to see this next chapter and everything that you build up, bro, because everything you pivot into, man, you fucking crush time and time again, bro. So keen to see and witness the takeover, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the kind words. Speaking of takeovers, what's next for you, brother? What's the future hold for Jackson?
Yeah, I mean we've been talking about this, bro. So the exact same reason as I, started the YouTube since day one. Content, personal branding has always been a huge goal for me. So I'm gonna continue what I'm doing with sales and I have to take Navid's record and boost that up a bit, take that title. Um Outside of that, it's just continuing within personal branding. Like I'm very passionate within fitness and just overall travel. So kind of combining, this lifestyle I've created with myself with training,
Mm.
combining this together, creating like a huge kind of personal brand content is the path that I want to go down. So through the income that I've been able to generate, I've got like a videographer living with me full time as of the last 2 to 3 months. I've got editors under me really putting this path and vision into play, bro. But that's what the future has to hold, man, and that's the pathway that we're going to take to smash that out.
Yeah, and you're already crushing it. For anyone who hasn't yet, check out Jackson's YouTube channel. Like the content he's putting out, especially as of recently, is fucking dope. So we'll have a link here if you guys check it out. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all the kind words. Can't wait to see you crush it, and we'll speak soon. Bye for now.
Those
Let's go.